Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Profits Corner. That is Profits. So, my name is Aisha Stearns, and I'm your Kingdom Financier. And so, what I do is I help business owners, small business owners like you, who are making money in your business but don't quite know where your money is going. So, I come in showing you where your money is going so that you can finally show a profit in your business. Hey again, everybody. So, what we're going to be talking about on today, first of all, let's start off with a new month. So, it is the new month, which is the month of March 2022. And so, um, I have deemed this month budget month. So, budgeting is my favorite subject when it comes to finances. I am a budget expert. I love to budget. It's something that I can actually do in my sleep. And then oftentimes people don't like to budget, for whatever reasons or the case may be. But me, I love, 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 love to budget. And so, what we're going to be talking about specifically today when it comes to your business finances is to where when you are making a budget plan when it comes to your expenses and your revenue that's coming and down the pipeline, that there are some mistakes, there are some missteps that can be epic when epic in the wrong way when it comes to your budget plan. And so I think people fail to realize, or I believe that people fail to realize how important a budget is because it shows you where your money is coming from. But not only that, where your money is going. And so it's different from a PL system, not PL system, but a P&L statement where it's more of showing where your profits and losses coming at. But a budget plan is something to where you plan for it. It's the before math, right? And so it's very imperative and it's very important for your business to have a budget. It really is. And so, again, you have to know where you're sending your money to because, like I always say, you are the one who is the boss of your money. Money is a servant unto you instead of you serving money, which is mammon. I think that's how you pronounce it. Sorry. Sometimes I get slipped up with my words. But anywho, I'm human. And so when we become a servant, to money, it goes into a negative connotation. But when we go to the positive side, which money being a spirit, get that from Dr. Paula A. Price, we come to an understanding and a revelation is that we are the boss of our money. Money is a servant unto us, and we are the ones who commands money to do what it needs to do. But at the same time, money comes with rules, it comes with systems, it comes with regulations and everything. And so I'm not going to get into that from a biblical aspect right now, but let's turn into the topic of today, okay? And so, what we're going to be talking about on today is how to avoid, not so much how, but showing you where you might be making mistakes when it comes to creating your budget plan for your business. Okay. So one of the things that can be an epic failure when it comes to creating your budget plan, when it comes to your business, is failing to have a emergency fund. Okay. So we all know that we need to have an emergency fund. We hear about this when it comes to our household But it's the same thing for our business. Why do we believe or feel that we don't need to have money set aside in our business? Okay, because guess what? Them unexpected expenses are going to come. That rainy day is going to come. Not speaking things into existence in that aspect, but at the same time, it's just life. It is what it is, right? And so we have to make sure that we are prepared so that we won't blow our budget, okay? So, say for instance you got a t-shirt business, right? And then all of a sudden your machine, the one that your heating presser goes out, okay? Because this has happened before to me. Your heating presser goes out, and now you have to buy, if you don't have a backup one, now you have to buy another heating presser. Now, of course, that wasn't in your monthly budget, okay? But that was an unexpected expense. So, did you have that money set aside to buy that heating presser so you can continue on with your project? Okay, because people, want their t shirts, and you got to make that deadline, and whatever the case may be, but if we don't have money set aside, it can blow our budget. And then we have to do the maneuvers. And then we have to take money from here and then place it over there. You know how we do. We overspend in a particular category. Then we have to pull money from this category and put it over here because we're short. And it just really throws us off balance. So let's keep in the balance, right? Not far to the left, not far to the right, but having a balance to where when those things happen in our business, it doesn't throw us off. Okay. So remember, have those, excuse me, have an emergency fund. Okay. Have an emergency fund in your business. Set that money aside so that your budget plan can be protected from such occasions. Okay. Now, the next mishap, or missteps that sometimes we do when it comes to our budget plan within our business is failing to track our expenses. That's the whole purpose of having a budget plan, is so that you're able to track your expenses, right? So when it comes to tracking your expenses, you have to know where your money is going, right? If you don't know where your money is going, then how would you know where your money is going? Okay. So if you don't know in a particular category, how much money is going out to paying your employees, if you don't know how much is going out to paying your taxes, where you pay it on a yearly basis or a quarterly basis, if you don't know how much money you're paying when it comes to vinyl, I'm gonna stick with the t-shirt business throughout this whole thing, right? If you don't know how much it's costing for vinyl, okay, if you don't know how much it's costing for you to use your lights when you're making your t-shirts, right? If you don't know how much it costs when it comes to each t-shirt that you're purchasing for a small order or a big order, it's imperative to track your expenses, because you have to know where your money is going, where you are sending your money, right? And then also, it's just a good way to track your expenses, even when it comes to bookkeeping, right? If for whatever reason, hopefully it doesn't happen, you get audited by the IRS. They want to know where your money is going, and is it going in the way that it needs to go in a proper manner. And if you're not able to show them that, then they're going to think it's some funny business going on, right? And so these is one of the things that can happen in your business, to where you don't know where it's going. So after you make your budget, you have to track every single thing, okay? Every single thing. So you can see how well you're sticking to your budget, okay? Now, another thing is not having enough flexibility, okay? So what you have to realize is that in some months, you might spend more in a category or even less in a category. So, what I mean by that is the light bill, okay? Your light bill fluctuates, right? It's a thing to where it can be $200 this month. It can be $300 next month, because you went from the winter to the summer and you're using more electricity in the summer than you are in the winter, right? So you have to make sure that you don't make that mistake when it comes to your business budget plan, to where you're realizing that you have to have flexibility, right? You have to make sure that when you are categorizing your expenses, that you're making sure that you know that this particular category fluctuates. It can be up and it can be down. And if you don't recognize that, then you can mess up the flow of your budget. Another thing, another mishap when it comes to creating your budget that you need to make sure that you avoid is not being realistic. Okay. This is the same thing even when it comes to goals. Remember when we was talking about goals at the, beginning of the year, is that we have to be realistic. So say for instance, you are a small business owner who's making six figures. Now you know doggone well that you can't do $100 a week, a budget plan on a six-figure business. It's just not realistic, okay? So when it comes to how much revenue is coming in, you have to come to a place to where you're realizing what's the real numbers when it comes to you planning out your budget, right? Because if you don't do that, it's going to blow up your budget in a bad way, in a negative way. Okay. So make sure that you are tracking your expenses, make sure you are allowing flexibility, and also make sure that you are being realistic. Another thing is that, and I don't think many people think about this, but when it comes to you having a business partner, now some of us are solo, but some of us do have a business partner, right? Excuse me, a business partner, right? So you have to make sure that you include your business partner. You have to make sure that you all are on one accord. And the reason why I say that is because if one person is spending more money than the other person is, yes, y'all not on the same page. Okay, so if you agree within this particular category, let's say when it comes to um, business dinners, okay, when it comes to business dinners, and you have a budget of $500 a month, and your business partner is going, instead of spending half, let's say $500 a month, right? And then y'all split that, right? So that's 250 each, right? But your business partner is always spending 500, but you spend your $250, so together that's $750. You $250 over this budget when it comes to this particular category. So this is why I say that if you have a business partner and you're trying to make a budget without your business partner, that's not going to go well, right? Because if you're not on the same page, it's just like a marriage. It's just like, a household budget. You can actually use these same tips and principles, or wisdom keys. You have to be on the same page, because if you're not on the same page, you're going to always continue to butt heads, and you're going to always continue to be in a place to where you're not being profitable in your business. So when it comes to this mishap, you have to make sure that you and your business, you and your business partners sit down together and go over a budget plan and be on the same page. And when you all are on the same page, you're going to come to a place to where you're going to be able to sometimes spend less, in a particular category. Just because there's $500 in that category doesn't mean you have to spend all 500. Okay, another epic failure that can happen in your business when you don't stick to this particular budget plan is that when you don't say no, not being able to say no. This is one of the things that I used to deal with, not only in my business, but also in my household back in the day, is to where I I I, I didn't know how to say no in a nice way, if that makes sense, you know? And so when I felt that I needed to say no, but I still said yes, for the simple fact is that I didn't want to hurt somebody's feelings or whatever the case may be. But when you don't say no, it can destroy the profits of your business. Everything that comes your way is not something that you need in your business. Everybody has the blueprint, everybody has the keys, everybody has the wisdom, everybody has the knowledge, everybody is a master of this. But when you don't allow Holy Ghost to direct you in your business, and when Holy Ghost say yes, it's a yes. And when Holy Ghost say no, you don't need that, and it's a no, you don't need that. You have to be in sync with Holy Ghost. Okay. And what we have to realize is when it comes to our business, how people say, God is the CEO of your business. And that's really true. Some of y'all probably don't believe that, but when it comes to me and my business, and some of you all believers or kingdompreneurs, whatever the case may be, when you allow Holy Ghost to be your business partner, and he leads you and he guides you and he tells you where to go, what to do, not what not to do, what to listen to, what to buy, what not to buy, you have no choice but to be successful in your business. Anything that the Holy Ghost, the Ruach, tells you to do is going to be freaking successful. You know what I mean? And I think sometimes that we as human beings, we don't want to listen. We want to do things our way, or we believe that an individual has too much control, or whatever the case may be. But when it comes to the Holy One, because It ain't but one. When it comes to the Holy Ghost, and when Holy Ghost be like, don't listen to that. Don't believe that. Say no to that. And then you end up saying yes. And then you end up coming back to Holy Ghost down the line. And then he reminds you, I told you to say no. I told you not to do that. I'm trying to save you. You get what I'm saying? From what's coming down the pipeline. So that's why I say this is that you have to know when to say no. And then on the flip side, you have to know when to say yes, because sometimes opportunities can pass you by and you don't get that same opportunity anymore. So, not being able to say no is one of the mistakes that you can do when it comes to creating your budget, right? Because saying too much of a yes will damage any budget plan, all right? All right, so look at this one. Not having any fun, okay? This used to be me right here. This used to be me not having fun. I used and still I can be, I can be a stickler. I can be stern when it comes to my budget plan, but that's just me. But at the same time, you have to learn to have fun, but at the same time, not too much fun. You get what I'm saying? Because sometimes you got to sacrifice to get the things in which that you desire. So you won't have to sacrifice as much in the long run or down the line, right? So what I have learned to do is that have that amount of money set aside for entertainment when it comes to your business, right? You have to be in a place to where even when you reward yourself, right? So you say, man, I've been killing it in my budget. I've been on top of it. I've been sticking to it. I deserve, a little splurge, okay? And that's okay. That's okay to have that splurge. And so you have to implement fun, okay? You have to implement fun, but at affordable price. Don't go, all the way left field, and then your budget is really, really, really blown. You get what I'm saying? But at the same time, budget a small amount of money for an affordable entertainment. Why? Because you just deserve it, okay? All right, here goes a big doozy right here. So, leaving out annual expenses, okay? Whether it's annual expenses, whether it's quarterly expenses, you have to make sure that you incorporate those in your budget plan, right? So whether your budget is on a monthly basis or quarterly basis or a yearly basis, depending on how you want to do it, but especially when it's a monthly basis, and then you come to a place where you're coming up on that annual expense, you can't forget about it, because that's going to blow your budget if you mistakenly don't include those annual expenses or even quarterly expenses, right? So, little tip, get a calendar. All of us got calendars on our phone, and input your annual expenses in there, right? Input those quarterly expenses in there, right? So if you have to pay on sale tax or franchise tax or whatever the case may be, that's on a quarterly basis, make sure you put that into your phone. So when it alarms you and you see it, you can implement that in your budget, and then your budget is not blown, okay? And this one right here gets a lot of us. Letting that ATM eat away at your budget, $3 or more at a time. Okay. Now, some of us like conveniency. Some of us bank with banks that don't have a lot of ATMs or whatever the case may be. But those things add up, okay? Those expenses from the ATM adds up. And where you and even when you are with a bank that charges you, and then on top the ATM charges you as well, so you're getting double whammy right there. So you have to make sure that you're using an ATM that is compatible with your bank. Okay. Some of y'all say, oh, I can write that off. Do you want your money now or do you want your money later? And those little expenses add up. It's the little foxes that spoils the vine, right? They eat up away at it a little bit at a time. Then before you know it, that vine is gone. Why? Because you allowed them ATM fees. It's just $3. Oh, it's just $3. Those $3 add up at the end of the year. Okay. So keep your $3. Don't give it to them because they are already filthy rich. Okay. Off them ATM fees. Why you want to make them filthy rich? Even the more. And no telling what they doing with their money. I'm just saying. So when it comes to the ATM machines, make sure you're using one that is with your bank. So look for a bank or even an account, a bank account, where you're able to conveniently access your money for free. Don't give them people more money than what they already have. Mm-mm. You spend your own money in the way that you want to spend it, but not giving it to them because you want to be convenient. Mm-mm. Even when it comes to overdraft fees. First of all, why you charging people an overdraft fee when they money not in the bank? You get what I'm saying? So, say you put $10,000 in the bank. Your $10,000 is really not there. Your $10,000 is being invested by the bank. Mm-hmm. To do what they want to do with your money. Mm-hmm. But you want to charge me a maintenance fee? Think about it. You want to charge me an overdraft fee? But in actuality, my money is not there. My money is somewhere else being invested by whoever the case may be or whoever you bank with. You get what I'm saying? So you got to be careful, okay? You got to be careful how you are allowing other corporations to charge you for something and it don't even make sense why they charging it to you. Because your money is not there. It's not there. It's just a number and put into the system saying, okay, I got $10,000, but that physical $10,000 is not there. It's being invested in whatever they want to invest it in. So don't give them that. Mm-mm. Don't give them no overdraft fees. They make millions of dollars. Banks make millions of dollars just off of overdraft fees. They ain't gotta do nothing else but just charge you overdraft fees, and they make millions, plural, millions of dollars. Don't give that to them. Mm-mm. Don't give that to them. All right, so let's revamp. All right, what are we going over? We're going over how to avoid these epic failures. Okay, they are epic failures when it comes to creating your budget. So, what did we go over? What did we say? Let's go through it again. Okay, let's go through it again. Okay, so number one, failing to have an emergency fund. Make sure you have money set aside. Failing to track your expenses. Make sure you're tracking every single expense. It's going to help you in the long run. Make sure you have a good bookkeeper, okay? Not having enough flexibility, some like the what I want to say, light bill, it fluctuates. So make sure that you are knowing which categories in your budget plan fluctuates, okay? Not being realistic. You got to come to the truth table and be realistic when it comes to your budget plan. Trying to make a budget without your business partner. Make sure you all are on one accord. Not being able to say no. Make sure that you getting with Holy Ghost to see what you need to say yes to and what you need to say no to. Not having fun. Make sure you're having fun. I know some of y'all, I ain't the only person who can be a stickler when it comes to things, but at the same time, incorporate some fun and then get back on the ball, okay? Leaving out annual expenses. Make sure you're inputting those annual and quarterly expenses when it comes to your budget plan so you won't blow your budget, okay? And making sure that when you go to an ATM that it's compatible or it lines up or links up with the bank in which that you bank with so you won't get charged a fee, okay? All right. So I want to thank you all for tuning in to my broadcast. If you're catching the replay, do hashtag replay so I can know that you stopped by so that I can say hello to you. Okay. And also make sure that you share the broadcast and make sure that you comment on the broadcast. What did you like about it? Okay. And what is a mishap, if you really want to say it, what is a mishap that you might be doing when it comes to your budget plan that's impacting your profits, okay? It's impacting the money in which you're getting when all your stuff is paid. Everything is paid, and whatever you have left over, those are your profits, okay? And so we want to make sure that you are not doing these mishaps or these missteps when it comes to your business budget plan so that you can profit even the more in your business, all right? So, again, I thank you all for listening. Make sure you tune in every Thursday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, okay? This month we're talking about budgeting, my favorite subject, okay? And so next Thursday, I'm gonna come with another budget tips or whatever the case may be. And then the week after that, I'm going to do a free workshop. So tune in to that, okay? Make sure that you tune in onto my page so you can know when that free workshop is going to be on budgeting. Know when that free workshop is going to happen. I'll let you know that it's going to happen this month, but I'm gonna let you know the specific date in which that is going to happen, okay? So again, thank you. I can't thank you enough for tuning in and listening to me, and I pray you all have a blessed week, okay? Take care. Bye.